Intensely connect to Swamiji.
Nityananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Nityananda Paramashivoham
Grab the yourself, the deep love and Guru Bhakti.
Paramashivoham
I request each of you to share how you are experiencing this. You all can relax. I request each of you to share how your experience was. See, actually, Swamiji tells this entire power manifestation is a 42-minute process. It's a cycle. So you all can manifest for full 42 minutes and experience the Guru Bhakti flowering as materialization in you. Are all of you understanding? So even as we enter into the next session, as we continue the session further through the day, I request each of you to share what your experience is and continue to manifest this power. Don't stop. Please continue manifesting. And now we're all going to be entering into the next session where we will be understanding about the space of Sohamasmi. What is the right attitude to connect to the Guru? How do you connect to the Guru? And to all the Kailasavasis, if any of you are not in yet, please make sure you're joining your room. The announcement will be happening now. And all the participants, we will now be entering into the next session where we will be understanding about how to connect to the Guru. What is the right attitude for prayer?
Intense prayer is the most powerful antidote for depression. If you have a very systematic depression pattern, like at particular time every day you feel heavily depressed and mood swing. For some people it will be like a early morning, almost like don't want to get out of bed and killing themselves with thoughts and emotions and depression. For some people, late evening, can't stand evenings, and fear will start by the time evening comes. Oh God, how I am going to handle myself today? If you have any of this kind of pattern, the depression pattern, I tell you, prayer is the most powerful antidote. Just study the depression pattern, the exact time it starts. Just at that time, pick up the Sahasranama of your Ishta Devata. If your Ishta Devata is Shiva, pick up Shiva Sahasranama. If Devi, pick up Lalita Sahasranama. If Vishnu, pick up Vishnu Sahasranama. Durga, pick up Durga Sahasranama. Pick up that Sahasranama. Do not do the stupidity of just like a ritualistically Visvam Vishnu Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu Bhudatma Bhuta Pratyatma dan. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Srimata Sri Maharangi Srimat Simhasaneshwari Chitaknikunda Sambhuta Deva Karya Samatyata Udyat Bana Sahasrava Koti Bana Samanvita. I have seen always these people who do Sahasranama. After 2-3 minutes, they will be just seeing the number on the side. Oh, when it is going to become 1000, it's only now 200. Oh, it's only now 300. Don't do that. Pick up every nama, every word. Read the meaning in your mother tongue and cherish, intensely pray. Visvam Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu, who is embodiment of the whole existence, who is just resting in Yoga Samadhi, maintaining the whole thing in the eternal Shanta Swarupa, in that Paramashanta space in Yoga Samadhi, just by the Sannitya, who is filling the whole existence. Prabhu, I may not be able to appreciate your existence in my cognition level. That is why I am torturing myself with depression, doubt about my life and existence and everything. Please give me the powerful cognition. I know you are real because my Guru told me. My Guru told me you are real. Yes, I have not yet realized, but my Guru will not lie to me. He will not lie to me. And he has no reason to lie to me. He told me you are real. I know you are real. Please make me cognize you are real. So I will develop trust on me and on you and on life and get out of this depression.
And the first sutra, Bhairava, Paramashiva, gives to Devi. The first technique, Paramashiva gives to Devi. In that he says, where you are inhaling breath, the prana going in, takes a turn and starts coming out. That turn, where it takes turn, is a space, Dvadashanta, I am residing. So every time your prana goes and reports to Paramashiva's feet, only with his permission it comes out. Means the life in you is constantly happening by continuous support, management, supervision, direct approval of Paramashiva. Every breath you are inhaling comes out only after touching the space of Paramashiva. It's such a sweet, intimate good news. He is only soulmate for you. You can marry any number of persons you want, any number of time you want. Sometimes you even marry, divorce, remarry someone else, and divorce person also, and remarry the same person you divorced. All that mess up you can do, but soulmate is Paramashiva only. Understand? Paramashiva only is soulmate. Like any different forms of chains I can wear, but Rudraksha is the content. All the other art, work, gold, silver, copper, all that is a container. Rudraksha is the content. So, just like Rudraksha is the content, that's the core principle. All other decoration, the way it is tied, the metal used, the way it is strung, and the way it is looking, sometimes like a mala, sometimes like a snake, sometimes like a different, all that is secondary. Rudraksha is the content. Same way, you can marry, remarry, divorce, or live without marriage, live in relationship, or not have anybody in your life, whatever. தமிழ்ல சொல்றானுங்க முரட்டு சிங்கிள். அது என்ன வேணா பண்ணிக்கோ. Do whatever you want. Paramashiva is only soulmate. Because every breath touches him and comes out. Actually, if you know that, then every time you are exhaling very fragrance, body smell of Paramashiva. Just touch your exhaling hair and kiss it. Hey, it's coming from him. After touching his body, after smelling his body, it is literally his own fragrance. Understand? Intense prayer makes Paramashiva fully alive in you. This intense, continuous prayer was the habit taught to me by Arunagiri Yogeshwara himself. The way I fell in love with him, he himself personally gave me the instruction. Listen. I'll try to explain the science of prayer usually mind always operates from duality. If you utter a word, he is not good means already you came to the conclusion he is bad. You can't take a stand, he is not good does not mean he is bad. Let us stop with he is not good. You will never take that stand. As a natural flow, your logic is always taught to take the extreme stance. The moment you hear the word, he is not good, immediately he is bad. Understand, duality keeps the mind alive. Duality keeps the dilemmas alive. Your mind is so brilliant, it can even use religion to keep itself alive. Please understand. It can even keep religion. It can use even religion to keep itself alive. Prayer is one of the most misunderstood, abused concepts. The moment you are asked to pray, the moment you need to put the God in the high pedestal, you always decide to put you in low pedestal. And in some stupid traditions, it is even celebrated as humbleness. No. Understand, humbleness is not thinking less of you, it is thinking less about you. Understand, humbleness is not thinking less of you, it is less about you. Humbleness is not the image you have about yourself. It has nothing to do with the image you have about yourself. It has something to do with how many times you remember yourself. Stupid, one of the most stupid mistake humanity has committed, putting yourself down and thinking only then you can put your God up. No. Understand? Putting your God up does not really requires putting yourself down. Putting yourself down does not necessarily make you to put your God up. This is one of the very important truth you need to know. Please understand. I feel so blessed. The Vedic tradition, the Hindu tradition, reveals the science of prayer so beautifully. Actually, this verse forms the basis of the celebrativeness of Hindu tradition. This forms the basis of the celebrativeness of the Hindu tradition. Even while you pray, you don't need to put yourself down or have a low self inner image. You don't need to become a sinner to make God saint. God can be saint. You can continue to pray to him. That does not require you should put yourself as sinner. In any form, consciously engaged powerlessness will only lead to bondage. Whether during the period of your study or during the period of assimilation and cognition of the truths about your life, or during the periods you practice your profession, or during the periods you build your relationships, career, every part of life, or during the period you pray or you meditate, every part of life, entertained powerlessness only will bring tremendous bondage to you, suffering to you. Understand, even in front of God, you don't need to feel powerless to pray to Him, to ask Him. What a mature tradition. This is the definition of prayer. Even while you pray, remember, God is above, true. But you don't need to be below. You don't need to be below for the God to be above. Sohamasmi Pushanye Karshe Yamasurya Prajavatya Vyugarashmin Samuha Tejo Yatte Rupam Kalyanadamam Tate Vashyami Yo Asavasau Purusha Sohamasmi. Listen. So many of the stupid attitudes, aptitudes, cognitions you build, thinking that it is necessary to get the grace of the God, put yourself in the guilt, powerlessness, which actually no way supports you, helps you to experience enlightenment. Or the higher consciousness. Remember the right context and bring prayer in your life. Prayer itself will lead to enlightenment. Prayerfulness itself will lead to enlightenment. Pushanne karshe yama surya prajavatya vyugarashmin samuha tejo yatte rupam kalyanatamam datte vashyami Yo asavasau purusha sohamasmi. Sohamasmi. I only wanted to add these few ideas. Please understand. Whenever you pray, see, prayer is the important component of our life, especially if you are a seeker. Just like breathing, prayer becomes very important part of you. Prayer just becomes you. Prayer becomes important. You. Please understand the word I am uttering. Prayer becomes important you. I am not saying to you, for you. Important you means one part of you should become a prayer. Prayer is very important component. very important part of your life, especially if you are a seeker. But you always need to know the right context and understanding you need to hold during prayer. When you pray to a deity or guru, have this context. I am praying to the source where you and me are one and the same. I do not know whether that source is here or there, because in the beginning, when you are too much inside, the source will be outside. Slowly, when you start becoming lighter and lighter, the source will move inside. Please understand. In the beginning, when you are too much occupied inside, the source where you and the guru or God meeting, the source point will be outside, because you are too much inside. How can the source be here? But slowly, when you become lighter and lighter, more and more have completion, the source moves inside. That is why I tell you, always pray to that source, O source, where you and me are one and the same. The Sohamasmi is the reality. I ask you, I do not know whether that source is now in Guru's being or in this body. It is based on the level of completion you have. If you have too much incompletion inside you, naturally the source will be on the Guru's being. If there is less incompletion, more completion in you, the source will start moving towards you. When you become completely complete, the source will be centered on you. So, you don't even have to worry where the source is. Just say, oh, the source, where me and you are one and the same, and make whatever you wanted. You can ask him and ask him, please make this into reality. You can also put a footnote. If something I am asking is not right for me, then give me the intelligence to develop myself. Or you can also say, even if it is not, you think it is not right, I want only this. No, you have a right. You have a right. All I am asking you is, have the right understanding so that that prayer becomes beautiful process for you to experience oneness, Advaita. Understand. Please remember, whether we understand or not, catch it or not, indeed, the reality is Sohamasmi. That is why the Upanishad uses the word indeed. Whether you got it or not yet got it. Sohamasmi, I am He. You can tell him, oh source, I feel bored of doing all this completion, this, that. I know you are intelligent and capable of making completion happen in me. Please make it. That is enough. It can be such a strong, powerful process for completion. And understand, never ever a prayer uttered from the right context goes waste or unheard. Never think, never doubt it goes waste or unheard. You can shake sun, you can move moon. You are not just a developed version of monkey. No. You are not just a developed version of monkey. You can move sun, move moon. Prayer from the right context will directly lead you to enlightenment without any of that feeling cheated. If you have wrong context about the prayer, only then you will feel cheated. Oh, I prayed for 10 years for this, he did not give me. When you pray from the right context, he may not have given what you asked, he would have given himself to you. Understand? This can happen only by the tremendous surrender to Mahasadashiva. You can't enter into his home by any demand. No. No aushadha can work. No, he is not a serpent. You put some medicine and herb and he will listen to you. No. He is Naheshwara. He is not Naga. Understand? It is deep surrender and devotion and reverence, humbleness, requesting Mahadeva, please grace us. Please grace us. It is only with the tremendous humbleness and surrender, with the tremendous respect, reverence, devotion, understand? As long as you exist in relative reality, be devoted. It is oneness. Oneness is the only currency which works on all the 11 dimensions. Dvaita, only 4 dimension. Bhur, Bhuva, Suva, Tapa, that's all, not even Satyaloka. But now I am making a statement. As long as you are in relative existence, be devoted. Yes. Your third eye should be penetrated with the truth of oneness, Advaita, Shuddhadvaita. But as long as you are in a relative existence means you are able to feel I and you, means first person and second person. As long as there is a first person and second person. See, when you decide to sit, manifest powers, oneness is the reality. Oneness is the truth with which you manifest powers. That's the ultimate truth. When you are operating in relative existence, be always devoted. Devoted even to your own oneness. Understand. Understand this word. Upanishad says, Soham Asmi. Even when I pray, I am you. Even when I am you, even when we are one, I pray to you. Upanishad has a beautiful word. Sohamasmi. Even when I am praying, I am you. So even when I am you, as long as there is a relative reality, I pray, I am devoted to you. I know you and me are one and the same. But as long as there is a relative existence, till I feel there is a skin for me and skin for you, I am devoted to you. People ask me, when thousands worship you, why do you bow down so much in front of the deities? And understand, this is the secret. When you sit in oneness, you should know very clearly, even when I pray, I am you. When you are operating relative existence, you should know, even when I am one with you, I am praying. I am devoted to you. In relative existence, always be devoted. In reality, always be one. Understand, duality is not ultimate. I am repeating again. Oneness is the ultimate truth. That does not mean in relative existence you will be arrogant. No. You will be humble. In relative existence, you will be humble. That is why I say, the Advaita I am teaching is Sutta Shivadvaita. In oneness, even when we pray, we are one with you. In relative existence, even when we are one with you, we are devoted to you. Be humble, be devoted even to your own oneness. Sometimes when I go to devotees' houses, I directly go to puja room and do the puja. Some of the devotees will keep my photo also. When I do the arti, I have to show to all. I cannot move the hand. I have to show all only. They ask, what is this, Swamiji? You are showing arti to your own photograph. What can I do? It is the symbol of my oneness. I am devoted to that. Even I bow down to. See, you have both component. Your oneness, Shuddhatvaita, and your relative existence, to which you are going to be devoted, that is going to manifest in you more and more. That is going to be strengthened in you more and more. Kailasha is the space of ultimate oneness. Sachidananda, ultimate oneness. Understand? Kailasha is the space of ultimate oneness. And if you hear only the Shabda, you can read your mind. If you hear only the Nada of Kailasa, you can read others' mind.
Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Pranaha Chakshushrotram Atobalam Indriyani cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahmopanishatam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakarot Anirakaranam Asta Nirakaranam Me astu Tatatmani Nirateya Upanishatsu Dharmaste Mayi Santu Te Mayi Santu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Listen. This verse, the Shantipata of Kenopanishad, starts with a declaration. Understand? Even prayer becomes a spiritual practice when you have a right inner image. Many times people come and tell me, why somebody's prayer is answered, why somebody's prayers are not answered. Listen carefully. The person who carries right inner image, his prayers are always answered. And more he prays, more and more he becomes part of the whole, part of the cosmos.
Understand? Bhakti, prayer with bhakti, prayer with devotion opens your Kundalini to cosmic Kundalini. Listen carefully. Nothing equivalent to prarthana, devotion and prayer. Listen carefully. Especially when you are initiated by your Guru. Especially when you are initiated by an incarnation. Listen carefully. Deep sitting with the deity, with the three things. One, initiation. Already all of you received it. Second, really the deity is God. God is available as Archavatara with that cognition. And a deep prayer with devotion. These three. Understand? Initiation, cognition that Archavatara is God directly, and deep devotion and prayer. With these three, when you sit, extraordinary miracles happen. Understand? Nothing can be a greater sadhana than sitting with these three. Sitting with these three. Say actually, to whom you surrender is not important. Surrendering is important because you are holding on to some stupid things. So if you just dump that stupidity, that's enough. And whether you want to surrender to Shiva or Krishna or Rama or Devi or in my name, you can surrender it in any name to anybody. After all, it's a garbage. What's the use for you? Drop it. No, your mind is the worst garbage you collected. In my hometown, I had a great opportunity to live with this Siddha, Ram Surat Kumar, his name is. I think the other day I was explaining he used to be always in the cremation ground and smoking bidi. And one of the things he will do is he will go all over the Tiruvannamalai town and collect all the garbage, bring it in the gunny bag and keep it near the place where he was staying. It became like a almost 1,000 gunny bag. When people ask, why are you gathering all this? He says, I am only gathering outside, you are gathering inside, go. And I am only gathering outside, you are gathering inside. And I have to remind you, this is what you guys are doing, that is why I am doing this. 1,000 bag. Later on, when he became popular, his devotees auctioned it and got 70 crore auctioning the garbage bags and built his ashram. And people, each one of them took one bag in auction and kept it in their house, in the puja room. And no, there are many people still worshipping it. And it has become a big asset for them because everything was touched by himself, he himself. It's a great Siddha lived in Tiruvannamalai. Understand, I am defining surrender, bhakti. Surrender and bhakti. Giving the GPA, general power of attorney, to Mahadeva, saying whether I understand and appreciate or not, whether I understand or not, appreciate or not, what my life need to go through, how I need to experience the flow of life and law of life in the ultimate intelligence of you, Mahadeva, your third eye. From your third eye, when you see how I should be with the flow of life and law of life, let that become reality. Whether I understand or not, accept or not, appreciate or not, ready to receive or not, I am giving you the whole GPA now itself. Do it. This is surrender. This is surrender. And when he does it, enjoying is bhakti. Understand? Giving the GPA to him is surrender. And when he does his job, enjoying it is bhakti. That is bhakti. Understand the constant death which is supposed to happen in you. If you cherish it with bhakti, it will become celebration and liberation. If what we want happens or does not happen, I will never question him. When I surrender to him with that devotion, he gives me the experience, whatever happens is a victory. And I am seeing whatever is happening is leading to bigger, greater victories. Listen, I asked the people in front of me, oh, you guys want me to question Mahadeva? Question Sadashiva? No. Even you feeling stressed is abusing Sadashiva. Feeling stressed means what? So you are questioning life given by him? So you are going to question him? No. No question of questioning him. I am a chaste disciple, follower. No question of questioning him. Don't tell Sadashiva how big your problems are.
tell your problems, how big your Sadashiva is. Come what may, I will not question him with our logic. Listen. You feeling you are lower than me is no way respecting me. Neither you feeling you are higher than me. If you have that feeling, it's a stupidity. So don't eat. Don't even feel you are equivalent to me. Word equivalent comes from unequivalent. The very existence of the word equivalent is not Advaita, it is Dvaita. Equivalent and unequivalent. Even that comes from the pattern of jealousy. On foundation of jealousy it is standing. You are one with me.
See, when that comes, tell yourself, you gave the faith and you are giving the doubt. Now I am putting both at your feet. You do what you want and leave me. You gave the faith. Nobody else can give. And you are giving the doubt. Now you take both and leave me. That is what we call surrender beyond the doubt. Anyhow. So you guys are clear now? No, nothing. Don't allow anything out. Body movements are okay. Don't allow any sound. Any of you have any doubt in this story? The mind, I can say thought flow. See, the spindle is the unclutching technique. The mind which moves this side and that side. See, the demons are bad thoughts. The demigods are good thoughts. But between good thoughts and bad thoughts, there is some connection. That connection is the snake.
Being completely comfortable, flowing with everything and knowing all the existential flow and law, yama, niyama. When you know the flow, that does not mean you will try to break the flow. Even though you have a power to break the flow, you are so beautiful to flow with everything. First and foremost thing you need to do in your life is Sarvam Brahmopanishatam. Everything is consciousness. God. With anything I am not comfortable, let me dig out why. It will always be immature cognitions put inside you because of your immaturity by immature people. Dig out, at least know it. Know it. At one day you may gain the wealth of surrender to Guru Bhakti after enough of torture by the life. That day, at least you will come out of this pattern.
Surrender your form into his form. Surrender your name into his name. Surrender your being into his being. Surrender your consciousness into his consciousness. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Of course, one good thing I had, I think this is the greatest boon Sadashiva gave, just obeying the Guru Vak. I think that's the greatest wealth I brought with me, I tell you. The future may think, future may describe various things as my main contribution. Some may say my Gurukul is my contribution, and some may say the science of manifesting powers is my great contribution. Some may say science of enlightenment is my great contribution. But I tell you, the greatest thing I brought, which was useful for me, is surrender to the Guru Vak. If any of you feel in a very short span, in a very young age, in small number of years, I have done big work. Whoever feels, if you feel that, if you want to know the secret, I tell you, complete surrender to the Guru Vak, to the letter and spirit, that reduced lot of time wastage.
Spend half an hour or 1 hour. Find out to what you are integrated. Whatever you are experiencing in your life, you are integrated to that. Are you feeling poverty? You are integrated to that. Are you feeling wealth? You are integrated to that. Are you feeling rich? You are integrated to that. Are you feeling healthy? You are integrated to that. Are you feeling sick? You are integrated to that. To something you are integrated. Recognize to what you are integrated. That recognizing will awaken you. It will awaken inside your inner being. All the problems of life can be solved by recognizing to what you are integrated. If you are highly integrated to your laziness, then that is what you are integrated. Many people come and tell me, Swamiji, I surrender myself to you, but can you exempt me from the morning routine? It means what? You are more integrated to your morning sleep, tiredness and laziness than to me. If I just remove this morning routine, I will have 10,000 Adinavasis here by tomorrow. But what is the use? What is the use? We had 3,000 snakes in this campus before I came. What is the use? Understand whether you have problem with your laziness, whether you have problem with your inefficiency, whether you have problem with your behaviors, whether you have problem with your food patterns, whether you have problem with your sleep patterns, whether you have problem with your thought current patterns, whatever may be the problem, just understand you are integrated. You just need to recognize to what you are integrated. I remember once certain Nevedyam, temple Nevedyam was brought in Tiruvannamalai, that always these wandering monks will come. One sadhu from Puri Jagannath brought the Mahaprasadam, that rice. And Kuppammal and Isaki Swami, Yogananda Puri, all three were sitting. And the devotee brought, and they were sitting in a place called Panchamukham. In Tiruvannamalai, the hill appears as Mahasadashiva with a 5 face. The place is called Panchamukham. You will see 5 hillocks beautifully. Sadashiva's 5 faces. So all the 3 were sitting. I was collecting the small thani bush wood to burn, because it was getting cold. It was evening, getting cold. So I thought I'll collect all the thani bush and put the fire for them to feel comfortable. You can see, yes. This is the Panchamukham. I think the photograph is showing only 4. It will be actually 5. If the full view is shown, it will be 5. Beautifully the Satyojata, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Agora, Ishan, all the 5 faces Mahadeva shows is Panchamukham. And we were not sitting on the foothill, just little above. From our ashram, straight you can walk, and there is an internal path to this place. So we were sitting, and I was collecting all the thani bushes to make fire. One beautiful thing is that hill itself is a fire. Any old stone of that hill, if you get and rub, you will get fire. You will get the sparks. You just need to get the old stones of Tiruvannamalai, which will not be like a stone color. It will be like a yellowish color, because it was the hill was embodiment of fire. So if you pick up those stones and rub them, you will get that sparks, and that's the way we used to make the fire. And I was collecting. One devotee brought this Puri Jagannath Prasad and put it at their feet, and the way he presented, it was so with so much of devotion and love. They decided to eat, and they started eating, and they asked me also to eat. It was looking very hard. I said, how can I eat this and digest? Isaki Swami made a very beautiful statement. If it is brought in front of you, your stomach is empowered to digest it. The kind of a surrender and floating on the surrender every moment. I think in his whole life he never hit a rock. The so-called, what you say, disillusionment or a so-called reality. I think throughout his life he lived in ecstasy. Ecstasy of that surrender. where you are taken care, supported, no conflict between inner and outer space. It's very difficult for a common man to grasp that space possible. It was very powerful word. The moment he uttered, it just clicked with me.
I'll move to today's satsang subject. How the science of completion, when added with the devotion, becomes a powerful experience of liberation. Please understand. First time I am going to connect these two sciences, science of completion and science of surrender, in the traditional bhakti literatures. The Dasa Parampara, Kanakadasa, Purantaradasa, Vittaladasa, Bhakti Sampradaya of the great Shaiva Nayanmars and Kanakadasa, Purantaradasa, Vittaladasa, Dasa Parampara, the great devotees like Meera, Andal, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from the Narada's Bhakti Sutras, the whole Bhakti Sampradaya finally evolves to the ultimate surrender. We call it Atma Sharanagati. And the science of completion, the science of completion is from the Advaita Sampradaya, Yoga Vedanta Sampradaya, and the science of surrender is from Bhakti Sampradaya. How both complement each other. Please understand. Ultimately, the complete completion happens when you don't even bother about complete completion. Even the desire or the effort for the complete completion is surrendered. Even when that effort is surrendered at the feet of the divine, the complete completion happens. The science of surrender, please listen. Listen sincerely and intensely. The more and more and more completion you do, the more and more and more the surrender starts happening in you. I need to define surrender. Surrender is no way starts with powerlessness or gives you the powerlessness experience or ends in powerlessness. Surrender starts with powerfulness, leads you from power to more powerfulness, ends in ultimate powerfulness. Surrender is no way connected to powerlessness. Many times in your powerlessness, that giving up, you call it as surrender. No, giving up is not surrender. Giving up is not surrender. ध्यान से सुनिए. Listen. Giving up is not surrender. A Shiva Bhakta will never give up on himself or others. Surrender doesn't come by powerlessness. It comes by tremendous powerfulness. The science of completion
and the signs of powerfulness both complement each other. The signs of completion and signs of powerfulness both complement each other. When you complete more and more, you become powerful. When you surrender more and more, you become powerful. More completion leads to more surrender leads to more completion. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Consciously decide to be surrendered, to be in oneness with Paramashiva. It is not necessary you need to be 24 hours remembering him or any other prerequisite or demand. Listen, I'll explain detailed way. Consciously, what you know as you, from that integrity, if you decide and declare, O Mahadeva, Paramashiva, consciously what I know as me, with that whole my core being, I declare, I surrender myself to you, Prabhu, Mahadeva, Paramashiva, manifest through me. Let oneness happen between you and what I know as me. Just this simple declaration, connection is enough. After that, there is no condition you should be this way, that way, all that. You all have reached enough level of completion to mirror exact the neuron activity happening in my brain. So understand, please listen, all of you have reached enough level of completion to mirror whatever is happening in my brain, the neuron activity. Now, when I am narrating this experience, I wanted to tell you with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching and causing. I'll tell you the exact truth. As it happened, authentically. When I am going to narrate that
same experience, I will be letting it happen in my brain. I will be letting that same experience, that same neuron activity happen in my brain. So just sit and listen from the space of feeling connection. You will see the same neuron activity just mirroring in your brain. Understand? All of you are clear? Please listen. It was around the age of 11 and a half, before my enlightenment experience. Maybe 11. One day, as usual, I was going around the temple. So early morning, 4:30, the temple elephant will carry the water pot for the deity's bath, sacred bath. It will go crossing the street where we used to live. From my family temple, it will go to the main temple. My whole family and the community was very closely associated to temple and its administration. So from my family temple, that water pot will go every morning on the elephant. They will be beating the drums and all that. The moment I hear that sound, actually I would have woken up much earlier, but the moment I hear that sound, I will be joining the team and going and opening the temple. And the night, when the deity is put to bed, only then I will come, and then after that I have 2-3 other appointments, going and seeing Ram Surat Kumar, spending little time with them, with him in the cremation ground. He used to live in the cremation ground for quite a long time. Then he moved near the temple on small house. Wherever he is, I will go and sit with him and spend time with him. And then late night I will come back to the house. So one day, when I was going around the temple, behind the main shrine, there is a small 4-pillared hall structure. And below that structure, there is a small kind of a cave structure. That's also a small 2-pillared structure. It can be said as cave, looks like cave. Suddenly I saw one young sadhu walking out of that cave place. This is the small cave out of which that young sadhu walking out. See this 4-pillared structure and the small 2-pillared structure. From that small 2-pillared structure, one young sadhu walked out. I used to think it was a cave because of the darkness inside. Young sadhu walked out. If I have to describe his beauty and grace, young, well built, a long hair with the sacred ash on the face and kumkum and rudraksha, only one dhoti in the hip and only one towel on the shoulder, bare chest, whole body was literally shining. Shining means really shining.
glowing in the golden color. Maybe I can equate this photograph. I can't say exactly like this photograph because in this photograph they painted him more bluish. When I saw him, it was not bluish. It was more a golden color. And there was no snake around his neck or a moon around his neck. Just a very normal human form, but an extraordinary grace. The towel was only up to the lower knee level, not the whole dhoti, lower knee level, and one towel on the, you can't call that as a full dhoti. Little smaller than dhoti, and one towel on the shoulder, Rudraksha. Rudraksha in the hands also, shining. Hair was left free, but it was so beautiful, you can feel it is almost like a Dakshinamurti's jata. It was standing on its own beautifully. Long hair. And the main thing I have to tell, wide smile. The moment I saw him, I went and touched his feet. Any sadhu I see, I'll go and touch the feet, and now such a graceful sadhu. I ran and touched his feet. He smiled at me and very loving way just put his hand on my head. First sight itself, I experienced the deep feeling connection. Such a strong, deep feeling connection. As usual, I have regular questions for any sadhus I see. You are from where? Who is your guru? And what do you do? Have you achieved enlightenment? In Tamil I used to ask, Atma Sakshatkara Ayiricha Ungalukku? Means have you achieved the enlightenment experience? And can you teach me? My usual questions. I started asking some my same usual questions. He smiled and he started answering. Other than the question, who is your guru? He answered everything. And then some ordinary topics. Those days the ordinary topics means what? When is the next Utsavam in the temple? Why are they not putting enough flowers on the deity nowadays? Which Utsavam, when they are celebrating, why they are celebrating, why they are not celebrating. These are our gossips. The whole city will have gossip only about temple. Whether you talk good things or bad things, it will all be about temple. Good things will be, oh, nowadays lot of crowd is coming for the temple. Bad thing will be, why they are not maintaining the temple properly. That's all will be the maximum rumor, gossip we know. And all these small talks I was having. He was also sitting and having all these small talks with me. And who is who in the town? Who is doing what? I don't know how. The day one itself we became so intimate, so close. It's not that he spoke only about Vedanta, enlightenment, the techniques to achieve enlightenment and science of enlightenment, Advaita. He even spoke who is going with whom, who is doing what. Somehow I became very close, intimate. Within one day, if I have to give the essence of my first meeting with him, I won't call Advaita, I won't call enlightenment, I won't call spirituality, I won't call I met a guru and all that. I will only say, essence of that first day meeting is friendliness. He radiated. God. The amount of friendliness I felt with him, that love I felt with him. Love is a too poor word, stupid word sometimes. Friendliness, that seems to be more right word. Friendliness to the extreme, to the extent, even when I am sitting next to him, I'll feel like I'll put one of my finger on him, on his body, on his leg, or on his hand. I'll just put one of my finger on him. Just want to be touching him. Or I'll just hold his little finger. And sitting and talking. One thing I wanted this to be on record. I don't want to say only I saw him, because when I was sitting and talking, the watchmen who walk in that area, or one or two people who come there to fetch water from the temple tank, they all did not look at me very weird. See, if I was sitting and talking alone, they would have looked at me very weird. They did not look at me very weird. The way they looked at me, I am sure he was seen even by them, not just by me. This sadhu whom I am talking about, he was not just seen by me, even they have seen him. I don't know how they saw him, but they were not looking at me weird. See, if you are sitting alone and talking, people who walk around, they will naturally look at you weird. You will know by how they see you, they are looking at you weirdly or just casually. I don't remember any of them talking to him or he talking to them back. But I remember very clearly few people were walking. Many times when I was sitting and talking with him, few people will walk here and there. They won't look at me like I am sitting alone and talking. They will just see as if two people are sitting and talking, and they will walk. They will go. And the exact spot where he was sitting and I was sitting with him and speaking, you can see. That's the exact spot where he used to sit. I used to sit and speak. He will sit on the step where I am sitting now, and I will sit one step below. Sometimes he will sit the upper step, one step above. I will sit where I am sitting now. But in these few steps only we will usually sit. And those days that grill gate was not there. Anyhow, this is where we used to sit. So the day one, the essence from my memory I can collect, the essence of day one's meeting was extraordinary friendliness. It was not all about Advaita, all about spirituality, all about enlightenment. Even though my questions were all about enlightenment, he was not speaking only about He was making jokes, comments, funny observations about various things. I'm not able to remember that every statement by statement, sentence by sentence, but one thing I can recollect is that extraordinary friendliness he radiated and the space he gave me. I did not even feel like asking him when I started holding his toe or his little finger. I slowly put my hand on his toe and see how he responds. And I've never seen him resisting, so I'll just hold his toe. I used to think the more you are touching his body, more energy will pass. Like electricity connection. That's a belief I had, and he was so friendly. Not only he did not resist, he entertained. That's the exact word I should say. He entertained. So first day I went up to holding the toes. I did not want to irritate him also. And sitting holding his toes. I think I was sitting his right side. So I was holding his left toe. He was sitting folded legs. I was holding his left toe. Maybe that is why I got Devi's grace first. Left side is Devi's. So it became late night. And I remember the watchman telling in Tamil, Samingla, Enchiponga, time achi, koil putno. So with this word, I can be sure that he was seen even by the watchman, because the watchman addressed in plural. He said, "Oh Swamis, go out, we will have to lock the temple. Go to your home, we have to lock the temple." So he did not address as a Swami, he addressed as Swamis. "Oh Swamingla," means he was also seeing him. That is why he addressed as both Swamis. Go out, we will have to lock the temple. Then I looked at him and told him, "Where are you staying?" He said, "I am staying in the temple only." But actually, some of the sadhus were staying in the temple at the time. They were all having their own small caves. I thought, he's also staying here in one cave. I said, "Okay, then I'm going to the..." He said, "All right, go to the house and take bath and sleep and do your puja and come back tomorrow." I told him, "If I come back tomorrow, can I see you?" He said, yes, anytime come here and call my name, I will come out. I am here only. And he showed the cave. I was thinking that as a cave at that time. So I went to the house. I tell you, just visualize when you fall in love first time and you are waiting to meet the person again next day morning, how the clock will not move. That is exactly I was feeling. I was sitting, every 10 minutes I will see the clock. I had one small alarm clock.
for me to get up and go to the temple. That clack will make such a noise. Everyone will in the house will curse that clack and me early morning, every day. So I'll wake up and see the clock. It's only 12 o'clock. I'll lie down, sleep. Again, when I wake up and see the clock, it's only 12:10. Actually, I moved the needle. I wanted to make it as 4 o'clock. Because 4 o'clock they'll open the temple door. Then I thought, if I move only my clock, how can I make them open the temple? I waited. Around 2:30, 3 o'clock, I could not handle anymore. I ran and took bath, did all my puja. 4 o'clock, I came and stood in the street for the elephant to come to the temple. An elephant came as usual. It came around 4, 5. But that 5 minutes I cannot tolerate. I can't handle. What happened to the elephant fellows? Nowadays they are not following the tradition properly. I cursed his father, his grandfather, his great-grandfather, his whole Vamsa. These fellows don't do anything properly nowadays. Finally, that elephant and all the team came. Only that day I was feeling this elephant is walking very slow. Finally, we reached the temple and they opened the temple gate. I ran to this cave where I met him. Usually I will run to the main Garbha Mandir, main sanctuary, and have darshan, only then go anywhere. But today directly I ran. I called him Swami, Swami. Immediately he came out again. He sat. I was sitting and talking to him. I told him whole night I was thinking about you only. I saw his face expression. He was pleased, I think. He was smiling. And I saw him, that time itself he was dressed as usual, means one dhoti, saffron color, not the color exactly I am wearing, little light color, which we used to have earlier, that light color, and one towel on the shoulder. He was already ready with all his vibhudi and kumkum and rudraksha. I asked him, you finished your puja? That's the usual question. He smiled and he did not answer. Many of the questions you will just smile in a very mystical way or mischievous way. You can say both blunder of mystical and mischievous. Mischievous, mystical. So again, second day also I sat with him and we were speaking so many things. I remember whole day passed, and I also remember in a carrier, a single carrier vessel, in Tamil they call it Tukuvali. In that vessel, he brought food and gave me. the temple prasadam. It was a copper vessel, I still remember, with the cover. I ate. He also ate with me. He was clean shaven. Only hair in the head, long hair, but no moustache or beard. Clean shaven. Was looking very young. If I have to assess his age, it will be, I will surely assess less than 30. I can say 25 to 30. That is what I will assess. But well built and graceful. A tall figure. Very graceful. Must be 6 feet tall and very graceful, well built. Again we were sitting and talking. More than talking, I know it was just spending time together. Today I got little courage, so I started holding his little finger. Only when he is talking, when he raises the hand to do some gesture, I'll shift my hand to his leg, his toe. Otherwise I'll be holding the hand. It went on for many days, weeks. In 10-15 days, I can say, he became almost just breath of my life. My day is like whole day I'll be with him, whole night I'll be waiting for him, that's all. How many of you wait to come for the morning satsang to see me? Then all of you can understand what I am saying. You just wait for the next morning to happen, to rush and see him. I know, I wake up only to see him. When I wake up, he is there in my eyes. When I open my eyes, I want to see his form. When I close my eyes, his photo is there inside. I can say, he was my everything. Everything. One day in course of conversation, I was telling him the story, some incident about one of the great saintly enlightened disciple of Ramana Maharshi. That disciple used to write the teachings of Ramana Maharshi, and every day he will bring it and show it again to Ramana Maharshi. And if there is some mistake, spelling mistake or grammar mistake, Bhagavan will edit in his own hand, with his own handwriting. So, that sadhu, by the time actually I know his name, I asked his name, he said, Arunagiri Yogeshwara. I know his name by then. So I asked Arunagiri Yogeshwara, I was telling about this story, then Arunagiri Yogeshwara smiled and said, maybe that is the way that Swami was trying to get the handwriting of Ramana Maharshi in his notebook. And he also made a comment, just to get the Ramana Maharshi's handwriting,
this Swami will make more and more mistakes. The moment I heard, immediately I thought I got a very brilliant idea. I thought I will also start writing and bring the notebook to you. You will pen down, you will write, I will keep your handwriting with me.
Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
No amount of words can describe what a guru means other than to just experience it. Swamiji reveals so much about Aranagiri Yogeshwara. This is the experience that we all can have with Swamiji. This is the exact space that Swamiji extends to all of us. This is the experience that Swamiji extends to each and every one of us. And tomorrow is the best, the ultimate auspicious moment for us to receive it. Where we all connect, we all experience that space of Guru Bhakti with Guru on the auspicious occasion of Guru Purnima. Do not miss. Please be there tomorrow. Tomorrow is the most significant time to be with the Guru. Tomorrow is the day of Guru Purnima. In all the traditions of Hinduism, be it Buddhism, Jainism, all the traditions of Hinduism celebrates this day of Guru Purnima. We all have Paramashiva himself as our Guru. And it's all the more reason for us to celebrate the Guru Purnima in the presence of Swamiji. So tomorrow, please join from morning itself. The celebrations, the preparations for celebrations and special announcements will start. So please be here at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And beginning from then on, we'll be preparing for the darshan, initiation, special occasions, celebrations, everything. So do not miss. Please invite your friends, family members, everyone. We thank all of you for joining with us today. Hope you all had a wonderful day. And let us all now conclude this session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavad Shri Nityananda Parameshwara Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you all. Nityanandam.